Number 15, an investment account was opened with an initial value of $890. The value of the account doubled every 10 years. Which equation represents the value of the account M of t in dollars, t years after the account was opened? The fact that it's doubling every 10 years, this is growing exponentially. So like if you started with $1, then it would be $2, $4, $8, $16. And if you graph that, you're going to get a curve that's going upward. If it is simple interest, it's linear. The difference is simple interest, you're only earning interest on your initial investment, and that's it. You earn interest on that. Then later you earn more interest on that. You earn more interest on that, and you're just adding them each time. What happens with, it's not letting me erase, there we go. I'm just drawing all over. What happens with compound interest is that you earn the interest on this, and then you earn the interest on all of this. Then you earn the interest on all of this, like that interest. You're earning interest on interest, and that's why people love it so much. Usually for the SAT, I've seen a couple where you need to have the formula for compound interest memorized. It's not really applicable for this problem, but I'm going to show it to you because you may need it for other problems. The formula for compound interest is P times 1 plus R over N to the power of N times T. P here is your principal or your starting amount. R is your rate, the percent of increase. T is the time period. Usually it's years. It doesn't have to be, it's usually years. And N, which occurs in these two spots, is how many times you're compounding the interest in that time period. So let's say this was for a year compounded daily, then your time would be 1 year, but there's 365 days in a year, so you'd put 365. That's what it says for how many times compounded in the time period. This is a good equation to know. If nothing else, just knowing that the principal is out front and you get multiplied by something in the middle that represents the rate of increase and the time is going to be on the exponent, just that general knowledge will help you out in the SAT, even if you don't have this exact formula memorized. Also look at the one for population growth. That's my homework for you. Look at the equation for population growth because that shows up a lot and they do not tell you what the population growth formula is. All that being said, I know I'm taking a little time to get to the problem, but I'm just letting you know for your study, that's important to know. For this particular one, while they are asking you to craft the equation of it, you don't necessarily have to know how the equation works to be able to solve this problem. They're telling you the initial amount was $890, and they're telling you that in 10 years, it doubled. Now, it's saying T is representing the number of years. So if it doubled, it means that whatever equation is correct, it will, if I plug 10 in for T, I will get 890 times 2 because it doubled in 10 years. So we don't really have to know what part of this equation is which. We don't have to know which is which. We don't have to know which is the rate, which is the compounding, what's the principal. We don't have to know that. We just have to know which of these equations, if I plug 10 in, am I going to get, and I do the math, am I going to get the same thing as if I just do this math, 890 times 2. And 890 times 2 is 1780. Let me just double check that math in my head. Yes, 1780. 1,780. So just 890 times 2. So there's a couple ways you could look at this. You could look at all these and you could plug 10 in and you could do all this math for each one and see which one gives you 1,780. Or you could recognize, this is quicker, that each one is 890 times something. So then you go, okay, it's 890 times something. So is this. This is 890 times 2. So since over here I've got 890 times something over and over and over again, how about I just look at this part and see which of these 4 things, if I plug 10 in for T, am I going to get 2? And that's a lot less math, and we don't even really need our calculator, frankly. Let's look at the first one. We have T over 10 up here. It's not letting me undo. There we go. T over 10. So if I put 10 in there, I get 10 over 10, or 1. So I'd have 1/2 to the power of 1. That's just 1/2. That's not 2. That one's out. Next one. I think you can see where this is going. We got 1/10 to the power of t over 2, or 10 over 2. 1/10 to the power of 10 divided by 2, or 5. 1/10 times itself 5 times. Is that going to get me to 2? Nope. That's just going to get smaller and smaller. It's going to be like a 10th, a 100th, a 1,000th. It's going to get smaller and smaller. Nope, that's out. Ooh, how about this one? 2 to the power of t over 10. 10 over 10 is 1. 2 to the power of 1 is just 2. There you go. That's it. That's your answer. You want to double check? Our last one there would be 10 to the power of t over 2, 10 over 2, or 5. 10 to the power of 5 is not 2. 10 to the power of 5 is like 2, 3, 4, 5 is 100,000. So no, that is not correct either. That's a double check. And then if you really want to double check, you could just put all that into your calculator and you will get 1,780. So a lot of times with these kind of problems, look at your answers and you can get to the answer much quicker than doing things in a more lengthy way. But I don't apologize for showing you that compound interest formula, because I've seen enough times where it shows up on the SAT that I think it's a useful thing to know. Hey guys, the full insanely comprehensive SAT math prep course I've been promising for so long is live right now at mathwithalyssa.com. And of course, you can also still get the free 10 video course on SAT tips and tricks at mathwithalyssa.com as well. You also can now book one-on-one tutoring sessions with me. Links to how you can do that are in the description and the pinned comment below. And as always, if the video you just watched was helpful or useful in any way, please let YouTube know. Comment, like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later. Bye.